Well, hello there, folks. How are you? And a very warm welcome, as usual, back to What's for Tea. It's lovely to see you. Yeah, so today I made these cherry scones, and don't they look wonderful? One of my favourite things is a scone. You know, you can put whatever you like in these, cheese or sultanas, but in this case I've used cherries, but they are so easy to make. And I know you can pick them up in the shops quite readily. You know, they're quite readily available, but there's nothing quite like the smell of these when they're baking in the oven. So that's everything that I used there, and as usual I'll leave it down in the description box below if you want to go and make it for yourself. So the first thing you're going to want to do is grab yourself a bowl and also a sieve. Pop in your flour, followed by your sugar. I'm using caster sugar, but really you could use any white sugar you like. And I'm also adding a wee bit of baking powder and some salt as well. Just to run everything through your sieve. And to that we're going to add some very cold butter. Just break it up into wee pieces. Give it a roll round in your flour, and with your fingertips make sure it's well rubbed into the flour. It'll take you a few minutes, but you're looking for something that's the texture of sand. This is ideal. You know, it's actually got a lovely texture. It's very soft and smooth. And to that we're going to add some milk and also an egg. Just whisk these two together until it's nice and combined. Set that to the side, and then we're going to look at our cherries. Now, glacé cherries are what you want to use because they're ultra sticky and gummy and sweet, but I like to add my glacé cherries at this stage because, you know, if you add it into your flour just now, because if you try and add these in to your dough, you'll find it quite difficult to get them distributed evenly throughout your dough because they are so sticky, because they will just want to clump together. So if you add them at this stage, you'll find it much easier to work with them. So just add them a wee bit by wee bit and toss them around in the flour. Easy. And then pop in your egg and your milk, and then you can go and make your dough. Now you can use your hands if you like, but I find it really easy just to grab a spatula and just keep turning the mixture around in the bowl, and eventually it will form a nice ball like this. You know, it takes minutes. It's really easy. And this dough is super sticky, so you'll want to flour your surface. Just give it a good dusting with flour, any flour you like. I'm just using the self-raising flour, the same as the scones. Plop your mixture into the bottom. Like I said, this is a very sticky dough, so you'll want to put a wee bit of flour on the top and make sure it's floured underneath so that it doesn't stick to your surface when you roll it. Now you can roll this to any thickness you like. You know, some people like really thick scones, other people prefer thinner scones. I'm going to go somewhere in the middle. And then you want to flour your rolling pin. Just make sure everything is well floured, because like I said, this is a sticky dough, especially with those cherries in there. And the cutter you're using as well, make sure that is well floured. Now, like I said, you can roll this to any thickness you like. I'm going to be using a 6cm cutter, so I just like to make sure there's enough room to go 2 by 2 by 2 all the way down. So that's how I work it out. So this is the cutter that I'm using here. Like I said, just make sure that is floured as well, so that when it pierces your dough and it hits those cherries, you know, it's going to go straight through with no problem. And do use the fluted end. So there we go, straight down and through the dough. And do not be tempted to twist your cutter. Just go straight down and you give it a wee wiggle and move it away. Because if you twist your cutter, then you might end with some odd shaped scones. And I have been there and done that. So it is very tempting, but just go straight down and then move it away, because your dough you can re-roll if you need to, and I needed to. So just keep going until you've used up all of your dough. And if you use a 6cm cutter like me, you'll end up with about a dozen or 11 or 12 scones of this size. Now these ones are quite small, but like I said, you can make them bigger if you like. And I'm just popping mine onto a baking tray, which is just at the side of camera. And this was mine just ready to get into the oven. Now you want to bake these for about 12 to 15 minutes. If you like a glaze on the top, you know, a nice brown shiny top, you can use some egg wash on the top of these. I just left mine floured because I quite like the rustic look that comes with that. And this was mine just out the oven, and the smell, oh my goodness, it smelled like a bakery. So you just want to lift your scones off your tray and onto a wire rack to cool, and that is them done. Now I've actually made this batch of scones for somebody, so unfortunately I'm not going to be able to cut through these and do what I would normally do with, I would put some jam and some cream on here, or maybe just some butter, you know, but these are for somebody else, so hopefully you forgive me that I haven't opened one up. Just before I move on, I wanted to say, as usual, a big thank you to the supporters of the channel over on my Patreon page and to the channel members here on YouTube as well. It's very much appreciated, and thank you all for watching my wee video. It's very much appreciated, like I said, but it really is. Yes, I appreciate each and every single one of you, so let me know if you're planning on giving these ones a go. Like I said, I have made these ones to give to someone, and they make a wonderful gift because I don't know anyone who doesn't like a nice wee scone. Like I said, they are lovely. If you let them go cold, slice them through the middle, or you could even, a good scone you should actually be able to pull apart, you know, without having to cut it. Some jam on one end, some cream in the other, sandwich them together. They're just amazing with a wee cup of tea, or even just on their own. So thank you for joining me, and until I see you again back here on What's for Tea, take care, lots of love, and bye for now. Bye now.